whistle again?
I mean, I wore it last year. I just didn't get to use it. So no, it's good. We don't use it a whole lot out here anyway. But it's nice to be back on the grass and officially coaching and trying to help develop kids and impact kids. You know, young men at this point. So it's been great.
Jason, this is these are 16, 20-hour days year round, a lot of recruiting. What went into your decision to become a full-time coach?
You trying to talk me out of it? I just got here, man.
I'm curious. Like a lot of
No, I got
contemporaries
you.
of yours would not do this.
I love it. You know, I started coaching Little League a few years ago, I guess now, 8, 9 years ago, and then obviously spending 5 years at St. Thomas and falling in love with coaching and being around it. Your kids go to school. My kids went away to school. That's what I'm good at, and I feel like I can make an impact, and I enjoy it. Yeah, is there hard parts of it? Sure. Is there long hours? Sure. But if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? So, we want to be a lead at what we do. I've always wanted to be a lead at everything I do, and I'll approach this the same way. And sometimes you got to recruit. Sometimes you got to go where it snows to get people, and you do what you got to do. But it will not be for a lack of effort and desire to compete and be the best at what we do.
What's it been like for you, just kind of delving into recruiting for the first time the last year or so?
It's interesting sometimes. It's interesting. I'm used to being the one that doesn't text people back right away or doesn't call people back, and you get to blame it on your gold jacket or whatever, and think that you can take your time replying. So now I feel what people that try to reach out to me sometimes feel. So it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, But it's part of it, man. You just keep chipping away at it. And most of the kids have been great. Families have been great, and we still have to go out and work and out compete and out recruit every other school in the nation to get what we need to turn this program to where it needs to be.
Is there anything you learned on that front just from watching your sons get recruited?
Yeah, I mean, every kid is different. Every family is different. People are looking for different things. It's the same as when you're playing or when you're coaching or whatever. Everybody has different motivations for what they're doing or why they're doing what they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's always about relationships. It is in any business, in any family, in any venture you're in. It's all about relationships. So you try to develop those relationships, build those relationships, show them what we can do, how we can develop, how we can better their future, and we can provide a quality education that you can't beat in this country. You're selling all the same things other places are selling, but it's the relationships that you can form and build, and then having that pathway to get them where they want to go.
What are your impressions on the early enrollees so far? Ruben Bain, Jaden Wayne, Collins, and Chiam Pong.
They've all been great. They've done everything we asked them to do. They're getting thrown in the deep end. You're supposed to be in high school still, and I guess right now be on their high school spring break and getting ready for prom pretty soon. And they're here, taking a lot of reps. Obviously, Collins is still bouncing back from an injury, so he's attacking his rehab as a pro. And it's been tough on him, but he's doing a great job and getting a chance to come out and move around with us. So it's good to see him progress. Jaden Wayne coming all the way across the country, although he spent a year at IMG, which helped prepare him for being away. He's been great. He's got 10 toes down, and he's doing everything we asked him to do. He's taking a lot of reps and playing physical. He's showing all the things that we saw when we recruited him. So it's great to see that manifest itself. And then Ruben Bain is as advertised. He's a Bain, and he's here doing his thing, and really happy with where all three of those guys are right now.
Coach Cristobal said your title, I guess, is defensive line coach.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you working with defensive tackles? And also talking about Ruben, the second part of that is, do you envision Ruben playing inside at all?
Well, the first part of your question, yeah, I'm a D-line coach. As you've seen his staff, Coach Cristobal's staffs are pretty big. When you got 2 team buses for your staff, you got a big staff. So we have a lot of guys that all work together and collaborate and try to get this thing done. So title's what's on the door. The work is the work, and listen, it's this is everybody's stew. The sauce is the boss, as I forget who was that, Sweet Baby Ray's or something. Says the sauce is the boss. So we collaborate and we work with the tackles in the end. So yes, we all touch every one of them. Ruben Bain, do I see him playing
inside at all?
The best 4 will be on the field. Our best 4 for that situation, for that particular game. health will determine some of that stuff. So our best 4 guys, the guys that give us the best chance to win that particular play or that series or that game, will be the ones to play. So, it could be Ruben Bain inside, it could be Najalik, it could be Mesidor. Mesidor played everywhere for us last year. It'll be no different. LT will get back, Double H will get back. So you'll see a lot of guys rotating through. The more guys we have in that room that we could throw in the field and know what the standard is and know what to get from them each and every time, then the better this football team will be.
Coach, you were with this group last year. Is anybody taking a big leap just in the spring where you say, man, the body's different, the way they play is different?
There's so many guys that have done a good job. We've got a guy that's not even practicing that's really taking a big leap is Jafari Harvey. He had to get both shoulders fixed, and knowing where he was last year and the struggles he went through trying to get to game day and deal with his shoulder harnesses and whatnot. And now he's healthy. He'll be back for training camp, so I'm excited about him. I like what he's done. Everybody upstairs has really done a good job. LT's attacking his rehab, chomping at the bit to get back out there. Najalik Kelly, everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Najalik's and what he's done since he's gotten here. And didn't have a chance to play last spring, so really got thrown in the deep end during the season. Having been through 6 months of college football, now coming into this spring, he's approaching it a lot differently. Trying to be a leader, just turned 18 years old, so he's still got that kid in him. Still does those things that make you scratch your head, but love him to death. And they've all been great. This is a great group of kids. Great group of, I say kids, it makes me sound old, but great group of young men that are understanding the culture in the second year of Coach Cristobal's culture, understanding the standard in the room and how it has to be every time we touch the grass. And they've done a fantastic job.
In a similar vein, how have you seen Cyrus Moss develop, and how has he kind of developed his body?
Cyrus is doing a good job. He's struggled to try to keep weight on, and I can relate to that. Early in my life, I had a hard time putting the weight on. I think he's really rededicated himself to doing what he needs to do in this building to make himself better in this building and also off the field. I'm not going to quote his weight right now, but he's up quite a bit in the last 2 weeks. 10 days to 2 weeks is up quite a bit. And he's trending in the right direction. It's really good to see. And it's, you can see his confidence build as he chases that number on the scale. I did sit him down and tell him, don't chase the number so much, chase the result, chase what you're trying to get to. The number on the scale is only a part of the equation. Because sometimes we can tie our level of success or our mental state or how we're feeling based on such a small, silly thing, like the scale. And I'm saying it from experience. I did it for years, trying to get over 245. When I finally said, screw it, I'm gonna be 240 and whoop ass at 240, I did it. I told him the same thing. Whatever that number is, don't tie your level of success in your mind to that. Just go do what you need to do on the grass, make plays. They can call you skinny all they want. They called me skinny for a long time. They still call me that in Canton too.
How would you describe your coaching style?
I'm all about coaching them hard, loving them harder. We have a standard. We set, you got to be very clearly define the kind of the boundaries, the lines, what you expect, the standard of work, the standard of expectations. Clearly define what the job is, what they have to do, how we're going to do it, and then I'm really big on why we do it that way. Teaching kids or teaching players why we're doing why we're doing something, why we're calling a certain call, and what situation we're trying to do that. Why it's important we need to get to the A gap on a certain play, or why when we're dropping to the boundary, why we have to be out there in the flat and how we do it. Not just telling them what to do, but explaining that full picture makes them better football players. So to answer your question, I kind of got off on a tangent, but we're going to lay it all out, be very clearly defined, and we're going to coach the heck out of them. And we're going to coach them hard. And we're going to push and demand and push and demand and push and demand, and then we're going to love them even more. And we're going to have fun doing it. So you might see me screaming one second and then laughing and smiling and patting somebody on the butt the next second. It's just the way we do it. It's just, we're going to push and push and push and push, and we're going to have a great time doing it. They got 4 years to do this, 5 years at best, to enjoy a lifetime dream, lifelong dream. I'm not going to be that person that wastes a day of their dream messing around, They might waste one, but I'm not going to waste one. I'm not going to let them waste one.
Thank you very much.
You good? Thanks, guys.